Well, hello everybody. Nice to see all those smiling faces again, metaphorically speaking, of course. I see I haven't put myself up. Here I am, coming down, coming down. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. We have spoken about B-share. There it is. And I want to run this automatically whenever I boot up Haiku, because I have stuff to share. Okay, well, not on this virtual machine, on my real working machine. Whenever it's on, B-share must be running. Okay, so first thing you do, log on startup, and auto away. We'll put that in 2 minutes. So when it's running for 2 minutes, the status will change to away. I'm not going to sit around and wait for that. Take my word for it. Right, so the way it runs now, let's close it down, run it again. Right, there we go. We immediately log in, because log in on startup. It logs in on the same server that I was on the last time. Right, so I want this to run every time I boot. Now the easiest way to do that, of course, is System, Apps, right, and there it is. And then I go to Config, Settings, Boot, Launch. Right, and I make a symlink there. Right. Oops, I just dragged the program itself across. Let's just do this the other way. Right, we go to Home, Config, Settings, Boot, Launch. There we go, there's a link. Right, and now B-share will run every time that I boot this computer. Okay, problem is that I've got a big window on my screen that I now have to go and double click on the title bar to. Right, so let's do this another way. And for that we have to talk about Hey. Hey is a command line utility, which means you can put it in a shell script. So let's open up a terminal. Right. Hey, let's see if it has a help. Yep. This was written by Attila Mizei, quite active in the BOS days. Haven't seen much of him recently. And so let's see. This is absolute hieroglyphics. But what do we got running? We've got terminal running. So if we say then we get Let's try tracker instead. And that should be working. Why is that not working? Ah, because I've got it the wrong way around. Okay, that's fine. Hey, tracker, get sweets. Okay, this is more hieroglyphics. Now, those of you who are C++ programmers, well, first of all, what are you doing watching my little videos? But you will recognize this. These are the Haiku API. And so with Hey, we can ask a program, what will you respond to? And then you can send messages to that program to have it do what you want. If all this stuff is familiar to you. Of course, for the rest of us, this is not even hieroglyphics. This is cuneiform. It is ancient Chinese. But there are some guides available. Look around on the Haiku website, you'll find them, which will give us a few shortcuts. And I am going to use one of these now. I am going to write a script here. Right. New text file, and I'm going to call it bshare launcher. Call it anything you like, and put an sh behind it just to remind you that it's a script. Alright, so let's open that with styled edit. Why not? Alright, and let's make it nice and big so you can follow along. Alright, first first line, just to say that this is a bash shell. It's not a basic program, it's not Python or Perl program, it's a bash shell. Right, the next thing we want to do is run this program. And so, no. Right, so it's okay, so what is this little ampersand at the end? Well, it means run this in a separate process. For our purposes, it means don't wait for me. Keep going with the shell script. Right, so otherwise bshare is going to run and nothing will happen with the shell script until bshare is closed down. So that little ampersand at the end of the line means don't wait for me, I'm in this other process doing my own thing. So what do we do next? 3. Just give bshare a few seconds to settle down, do its own thing. And this is the part where it gets tricky. Hey, bshare. Alright, set. see. Okay, so call up the utility Hey. Hey is going to talk to bshare, and he's going to set the minimize property of Windows 0 to a Boolean value called true. And that is the entire shell script. So let's hope I got it correct. One last thing to do here, and that is get info permissions, make it executable. Ignore. There we go. Okay, let's just have a look at it in file type. Right, text plain default application. That is correct. Okay, so if I click on this now, what it should do is launch bshare, wait for 3 seconds, and then minimize it. Let's see if it works. 1, 2, there we go. Now as you can see, bshare is still running, it's just been minimized to the disk bar, which is exactly what I wanted. So you can do a lot more with Hey. You can move Windows around, you can move it to another workspace, you can select a different tab, you can actually fill in a checkbox. All of those things are possible, but you have to know the system fairly well to do those things. But you know, I'll find some more of these easy ones and share them with you, because they are a very interesting insight into what is possible with the Haiku system. And this will work for absolutely any Haiku program. Because if it's in a Haiku window, then it's talking to tracker, it's talking to desk bar all the time. These programs are always sending each other messages. You're just interrupting that flow and sending a little message of your own. So yeah, this should work with a Java program. It should work with a GTK or a Qt program. You know, anything that's on the screen will respond to Hey, as far as I know. Needs a little bit more experimentation to be 100% sure. But this one works. Okay, so and just show you this once more so that you can freeze the video and just take a quick screen snapshot of this command. So it's Hey, name of the program, that's where I went wrong before, right? Then the instructions. Set this property of this window, starting with 0, square brackets, 2, and this is a Boolean, true. So Boolean is true or false. So if I made this false, right, let's do that now. Yeah, or you can also sometimes say set it to 1 or 0. It's pretty much equivalent, but this is the way I got it in the example. So this is the way Right. So bshare is running, but it is minimized. So if I now run this script, it should appear. Oh wait, it'll actually run another instance. So let's rather put that into a terminal. Okay. Holding thumbs. There it is. Okay, I hope you liked this little supplementary, and I hope you can apply it to something of your own. Now, before I go, anything in this launch directory is going to be launched on boot up. But there's something else here, right? User boot script. So if we have a look at that, whoa, in big letters it says do not edit, right? And this is the little thing that actually launches those links and shell scripts in the launch directory. And then you are allowed to edit below that line. Okay, so, you know, back in the BOS days, we didn't have this. And so your boot script would grow to heroic proportions. And even now, there are some old BOS programs that still want to put themselves into the boot script. Maybe they've got a helper application or something like that. And, you know, whereas it really is much simpler to just make a link to the launch directory. So that's what we tend to do these days. So boot script is not as important as it used to be. Okay, so still, this is Haiku's equivalent of the .bashrc and .profile. I think both of those actually exist, but we only really use it for what's happening in terminal. Okay, so you wouldn't change your prompt here in user boot script. Do that in one of the others. See, this is to launch graphical programs. There also used to be a user shutdown script. And for a long time, Haiku had a user shutdown script. It just didn't work. I see they finally got tired of it and, you know, just right. And again, user setup environment. You know, it's again, not something that's being used at the moment. They'll probably end up getting rid of that as well. Right. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this little adventure.